My parents gave my college fund to my brother's business. It failed in 6 months. I joined the military, got free education. Now I make six figures. Brother still asks for loans. Parents still wonder why I say no. My parents took my $35,000 college fund money. My grandpa specifically left for my education and gave it to my golden child brother for his sports memorabilia store. Brandon's opportunity is time sensitive, Dad said when I was 18. You can take gap year. Look into loans like everyone else. Everyone else didn't have their inheritance stolen. I watched them pour $70,000 total into Miller's Sports Treasures, a retail store for baseball cards, in 2015, when everything had moved online. The location? Next to a vape shop and a dying strip mall. His business plan? Controversial stuff sells. I joined the army instead. Let them learn their lesson. Miller's Sports Treasures lasted exactly 6 months. Total loss, $80,000, including the extra money they threw in trying to save it. The remaining inventory, thousands of worthless cards, sat in their garage like a monument to terrible decisions. When I came home on leave, Dad said, "See, the military's working out. Everything happens for a reason." Everything happens for a reason, like their theft was somehow divine intervention. Meanwhile, I was excelling, top of my class in basic, expert marksman. The army sent me to Kansas State for mechanical engineering, the exact degree I'd planned at 18. Graduated with a 3.7 gigapascals. Commissioned as an officer. Brandon, living at home at 26. Part-time at a sporting goods store. That's when the loan requests started. "Hey man, in a tough spot, could you spot me $500? No, seriously, I'm your brother. You're the brother who wasted my college fund. Figure it out." Mom called next. "Your brother needs help with rent. He lives with you. He doesn't pay rent. Just a small family loan. You took my college fund, gave it to Brandon for a business that obviously would fail. Never apologized. Now you want me to hand over $500? The answer is no. I made captain at 27. Salary, $82,000. Brandon's business attempt #2, another disaster. Meal prep service using a predatory lender. Lasted 3 months. Now he was being sued for $22,000. They called asking for $25,000 to settle it. "We'll pay you back, with interest." "With what money? You're both retired. You took a second mortgage for Brandon's first disaster." Every guilt angle came out. Family obligation, Christian charity, being the bigger person. "You took my college fund when I was 18. Never acknowledged what you did. After everything, you can't understand why my answer is no. You've never held Brandon accountable, and you've never acknowledged what you did to me. So you're turning your back on family? You turned your back on me when I was 18. I'm just returning the favor." I made lieutenant colonel at 33, top 1% of officers. Salary, $130,000. Got married, bought a house, started a family. All of it earned through my own work. None of it thanks to them. Then Dad had a stroke. Mom called. "We need $60,000 a year for proper care. Given your financial situation." "No, this is your father. Don't you think you owe him something?" When I needed him to prioritize my future, he chose Brandon. When I needed my college fund, he gave it to Brandon. When Brandon failed, he never apologized. Now that he needs help, suddenly I owe him? That's not how this works. You're going to let your father suffer over college money? I'm declining to fund care he should have been able to afford if he hadn't wasted his retirement on Brandon's failures. That's on him, and you, and Brandon. Brandon can't help. He barely makes enough. Exactly, because you raised him to fail and kept catching him every time. Maybe you should have invested in his actual development instead of his fantasy businesses. Brandon called months later. "I get it now. Why you won't help." The bankruptcy counselor looked at my business plan and said it was one of the worst he'd ever seen. That anyone with basic knowledge would have known it was doomed. Yeah, and I realized you told me, but I didn't listen because I'd never faced real consequences. Mom and Dad always caught me, so I never learned. "What do you want, Brandon?" "Nothing. I just wanted you to know I get it. What they took from you. What I cost you. I'm sorry. You know the sad part? The money didn't matter. I found another way. What mattered was the choice. Grandpa left that money to give me choices. They took my choices away to fund your bad decision. That's what I can't forgive." Last I heard, Dad's recovering slowly. Mom's working more to cover medical bills. Brandon's still at the warehouse. Still living at home. Still single. And I'm still saying no.